So I'm going to start by reading a poem. It's by John Kabat-Zinn, very famous practitioner and very wise man. Have you ever had the experience of stopping so completely, of being in your body so completely, of being in your life so completely, that what you knew and what you didn't know, that what had been and that what was yet to come, and the way things are right now, no longer held even the slightest hint of anxiety or discord? A moment of complete presence beyond striving, beyond mere acceptance, beyond the desire to escape or fix anything or plunge ahead. A moment of pure being, no longer in time. A moment of pure seeing, pure feeling. A moment in which life simply is. And that isness grabs you by all your senses, all your memories, by your very genes, by your loves, and welcomes you home. That is a taste of mindfulness. I love that. It's what we're trying to do. It's so clear what we're trying to do. This thing about being in your body and your life so completely that you no longer hold even the slightest hint of anxiety or discord about anything. A moment of complete presence beyond striving. And that's what we're trying to do in this practice, of course, mindfulness of breathing. It's not about making ourselves calm down. We can't do that, not very easily anyway. What we're trying to do is we're trying to train our minds to be a bit quieter. We're trying to train our minds to be less talkative. And that little moment between thoughts when there is no thought, that's what we're aiming to encourage and nourish and grow. So when we come back after being distracted, you might notice when you're meditating that you know that you've been away. You absolutely know that you've been off in some train of thought, but you're not thinking it. You're not usually thinking it. There is just an awareness of the fact that you've been away and now you're back. And it's that awareness that is the essence of our lives, but it gets covered over with all this chattering in our minds. So we're trying to notice that little gap between thoughts, and by just acknowledging thoughts and letting them go, we make that gap bigger, and eventually we have only a few thoughts going on in our head. We have the thoughts that we want to think, and the rest is complete contentment and peacefulness. And we still function perfectly well without our mind telling us what to do, because the mind it's a few steps behind awareness anyway. We've already decided what we're going to do, and the mind tries to tell us that it's been its decision. I think that's a scientific fact. The mind is always a little bit behind. We're always on our way to doing something when the mind catches up. So that we're going to practice that again. So good morning, Noel and Michelle. Good to see you. So we'll begin, shall we? And I'll stop talking. So just settling in again. If you were here in the first meditation, which some of you were, then you'll already be tuned in a little bit, probably quite a lot. If this is something you've just come to after walking the dog or going for a run, like Jan, just relaxing, Just coming into this moment. Just being here right now with your experience, whatever it is. Noticing the weight of your body on the bed, floor, cushion, chair. And just allowing your weight to be held by whatever you're sitting or lying on. Just giving up, letting go. Just bringing attention to the forehead. Just seeing if there's any frowning there. Slight crease. And just allowing the forehead to relax. And the same with the face, letting all the muscles in the face just sag. Just relaxing the whole of our face. Noticing the breath coming and going. Moving into the chest. And just allowing ourselves to breathe normally. Noticing the breath in the chest. Chest rising and falling. Just allowing yourself to get lost in the sensations of the breath in the chest. Almost as if you're becoming the breath. Noticing any pleasant feelings in the body as you breathe. The more we relax, the more blissful it is in the body. Not making any special effort at all. Just being aware in this moment. And this moment. And this moment. Now this is the mindfulness of breathing. And in the first stage, as you probably know, we're following the out-breath right from the beginning of each out-breath to the end of each out-breath. And then we breathe in, but we don't take much notice of that. We're just waiting for the next out-breath. Following that from the beginning right to the end. And if we wish to place a number at the end of each out-breath, then that can sometimes help, beginning at 1 and counting the out-breaths up to 10 and then beginning again. So following the whole of each out-breath. And not worrying in the slightest when you get carried away by a thought. The important thing is to just notice that moment when you return, that moment of stillness and awareness, mindfulness, treasuring it and coming back to the out-breath, following it all the way through. Not trying too hard, just making enough effort to keep coming back, keep following the out-breath. So just letting go of any counting for a moment, just making sure that you're comfy and adjusting your posture if need be. And then when you're ready, beginning to count at the beginning of each in-breath in just the same way. If you're counting, if you're not counting, just following each in-breath from the beginning right to the end. And then breathing out and not paying too much attention to that, but waiting for the beginning of the next in-breath. Just noticing that precious moment of awareness when you come back from distraction. Noticing that you know what is happening, even without any thinking. And if you're getting distracted a lot, it doesn't matter. Just keep coming back with patience and kindness to the in-breath. In the third stage, we're going to stop the counting if we've been doing it, and just bring the whole of our attention to the breath in the body itself, particularly to begin with in the chest area. Just noticing how that feels as the breath comes and goes. The rib cage expanding as the lungs fill up, and then contracting. The feeling of the breath in the throat and the lungs. The whole sensation of the breathing process in the upper body. If you can, just allowing yourself to fall into that, to become absorbed in it, so that you are the breathing. Not trying too hard to do that though, just relaxing. Relaxing into the breath. And if you wish, you can widen out your awareness to breathing in other parts of the body, in the belly and the abdomen. Can you feel the breath moving the arms? And even the legs are moving slightly with the breath. And the sensations on the face. And then tuning into the whole of the breathing being, the whole of yourself, the whole breathing being. You go really deeply into this, it's almost as if the physical body disappears. And in the final stage, we're going to move our awareness up to the area where the breath comes into the body, the upper lip or the nostrils, and just noticing the delicate sensations as the breath passes over this entry point. Just really focusing in on this small area. Not making too much effort. Just relaxing and focusing. If you wish, you can be curious about the breath, about the temperature, the length of each breath. The texture. Staying focused around the nostrils and the upper lip. So just letting go of any effort now and just sitting with your experience for the last couple of minutes, just noticing how it is without getting caught up in anything or pushing anything away. Just sitting with the whole of your experience. I'm going to ring the bell to end the meditation, and just taking your time as always, opening your eyes when you're ready and moving your body.